Hello everyone, today I'm going to be chatting to you guys about skin conditions. I'll be listing their characteristics for you so that you better understand skin conditions, as well as once again be able to choose the correct products for your skin to be able to treat it to the best of your ability. Before I carry on with skin conditions, please note that skin types and skin conditions is not the same. If you've missed my video regarding skin types, please click on the link above and go and check out the how to identify your skin type video. But for today, so let's look at your skin conditions. There are 6 common skin conditions that you've either experienced yourself, you know of someone that has experienced it, or you've only heard about it. You don't really understand what to look for when you look at these different type of skin conditions. So the skin conditions that you've got generally are caused by internal or external factors. Internal being like your diet, genetics, where external is more of, you know, the environment that you're living in. So the different skin conditions that you get is aging skin, acne skin, hyperpigmented skin, dehydrated skin, rosacea skin, and sensitized skin. Once again, please don't get confused between a sensitive skin type and a sensitized skin condition. When I get to sensitized skin, you'll understand what the differences are and why they are different. So let's have a look at your aging skin. Now, aging skin is something that we don't want to have. We want to look young and beautiful for as long as possible. But unfortunately, our skins will age whether we like it or not. How fast it ages, it all depends once again on your lifestyle, your diet, as well as the environment that you live in, but also genetics. Okay, so when you look at a aging skin, what you will see is fine lines and wrinkles, which generally appear around the eye area, around the mouth and the lips, as well as down the neck and the décolleté area. The reason for your fine lines and wrinkles is that your skin has got a lack or a loss of collagen and elastin fibers that help to keep them nice and firm. You'll also see dry and rough patches. Now this is due to a lack of natural oil production in the skin. This doesn't mean that you don't apply enough moisturizer externally, although external factors also play a role in dry skin. But it is mainly due to an internal thing where, for instance, you don't take enough omega supplements, or you don't have enough omegas in your diet. Because of the skin being a little bit dry as well, you might find a little bit of sensitivity, especially in the dry areas, because the skin's natural barrier has been damaged and it is causing the skin to be a little bit more reactive towards external factors like products applied and the environment that you live in. You can also see that the skin is a little bit dull because of the dryness, but you can also find that the skin is a little bit saggy. It doesn't have that plumpness anymore, and that is once again due to the lack of collagen and elastin fibers in the skin. So let's look at your acne skin. Now this is an extremely sensitive topic to a lot of people out there. And when you've got 1 to 5 pimples coming up once a month and they disappear very quickly, please do not say that you've got acne. When you've got full-blown acne, you will actually know, and when you do have it, please go and see a skincare specialist, and if they can't help you, go to a dermatologist. Acne is usually caused by an internal factor, which is a big hormonal imbalance. It is also caused by genetics as well as your diet. Now, genetics meaning that if your mother or your father has had it, it is not to say that you will or you won't get acne, but there is a chance that you might get it. When you look at your diet, if you eat a lot of junk food, you might get more pimples and more breakouts compared to someone that's got a bit of a healthier diet. Generally, you will see your acne from just being on the jawline. You can also see it on the forehead. You can see it even for severe acne down the neck, the chest or the décolleté area, down the arms as well as down the back. When it gets that bad, please go and see a dermatologist so that they can give you something to clear up, because acne is a bacterial infection in the pores itself, so you would need like an antibiotic where they can treat that for you to help and clear out your system. But once again, please don't just go and get an antibiotic if you've got breakouts. Please go and see a specialist before you take any medications. When you look at an acne skin, you will see that it is very shiny because it's got a lot of oil production on the skin. Okay. Now, having that oily shine, their skin still look very dull because they've got a buildup of a lot of dead skin cells, because the oil acts like a glue on the skin. So instead of just shedding the dead skin cells naturally from your skin like any of us would, the dead skin cells actually gets trapped with the oil onto the skin surface. And having an acne skin, it is very difficult to exfoliate the skin because the skin is quite sensitive. So they can't exfoliate to remove the dead skin cells. When you look at your acne skin also, you will find that they've got a lot of blackheads or comedones, they've got a lot of pimples, pustules, they also can have cysts and nodules. When it gets to this stage, once again, please go and see a skin specialist. And having cysts and nodules, the skin is also inflamed, there's swelling, there's a lot of redness, and it is really, really painful. So let's look at hyperpigmented skin. Now, when you look at a hyperpigmented skin, it doesn't mean that your skin is dark from top to bottom. It means that you've got patches of uneven pigment on the skin. You would generally find it over the forehead, under the eye area, we would call it the butterfly area. You can also find it in the neck and the décolleté area. Generally, being in the neck and the décolleté area, it is due to us ladies going and spraying our perfumes in this area and having sun exposure, because sun and alcohol don't mix, so we get burnt, and that is causing pigment in this area. Okay, so your hyperpigmented skin is generally caused both internal and external factors. When you look at internal factors, it is when you have a big hormonal change. It's either when you go through puberty, pregnancy, or when you go through menopause. Okay. Then your external factors is excessive UV exposure, like sunlight, cell phones, laptops, and the fluorescent lights that we live with either in our homes or in the offices. Okay, so hyperpigmented skin generally is uneven pigmented spots over the skin, and it can also be caused by post-acne scarring, meaning that if you've had acne or a lot of breakouts in your younger days, it is called post-inflammatory acne scarring, meaning that when there was any sort of inflammation of the skin, your skin generally goes and protects itself by forming more pigment. It can also be when there's trauma to the skin, when you've had a bruise, if you've say fallen down, you get that patch. That is also a cause for that. Let's look at your dehydrated skin. Now, a dehydrated skin is a skin that's got a lack of water, not oil. Your dry skin has got a lack of oil, where your dehydrated skin is a lack of water. Now, this is caused by both internal and external factors. Your internal factors meaning, one, we don't drink enough water, and secondly, we consume a lot of food products or drinks that dehydrate us, and that causes our skin to be dehydrated. Now, if we look at external factors, it is caused by either being in an extreme cold place where we use heaters to warm up the air, and it can also be when we are living in extreme hot places where we live with ACs on, which we need to cool down the air a little bit again. Now, both of these ACs and heaters, they go and remove all the moisture from the air, and that tends to affect our skins as well. When you look at a dehydrated skin, you might find that it looks a bit rough, it looks a little bit dull, it can look scaly as well, and it will feel very tight, especially after you've cleansed your skin. Your skin will feel extremely tight. That doesn't mean that you've got dehydrated skin. You might also see some fine lines, you might see fine wrinkles, and that is actually not really fine lines and wrinkles as in aging skin. The reason why you would see them more prominent on a dehydrated skin is for the fact that because there's no moisture, your skin is made out of little cells, and if those cells can't be all nice and plump and stick together, they are going to pull apart. And those areas where they pull apart, they actually make like little crevices, and that is where it looks like you've got fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, let's look at rosacea skin condition. So rosacea has become a very common skin condition these days, and it is something that can be easy to treat if you know what causes it, or it can be on a little bit more of a difficult side to be able to treat it. It just depends on the severity of it. So if you look at your rosacea skin, it is generally caused by a lot of blushing or flushing. Going through a menopausal stage in your life, you will find that you do flush a lot more because of you feeling hot the whole time. And due to the blushing and flushing the whole time, your veins constrict and dilate the whole time, causing your veins and capillaries to break and split up a little bit. So because of that, you would get that redness on the skin. You might even see a little bit of swelling on the skin because of that sensitivity that actually is caused by it. And you can also see some pimple-like lesions, especially over the cheek and nose area. The skin generally also looks quite dry, and the skin feels uncomfortable. So you always feel like you want to put something on top of the skin just to help and calm it down and get rid of that inflammation. It is usually caused by internal factors or external factors. Internal being that there might be an immune system problem. It can also be due to you've got a vein problem, that your veins don't really work the way that they're supposed to. And it can also be due to environmental factors, meaning your external factors. Living in extreme hot or cold areas, you will mainly find it in your cold areas. And you can also get that from certain product usage. Either you've overused a product, especially like an exfoliator on the surface of the skin, where it can cause that rosacea effect on the surface of the skin. Okay, now the last one, sensitized skin. So sensitized skin is a skin that is sensitized due to certain factors. It is mainly due to external factors, meaning the environment that you live in, or even products that you apply externally onto the skin. When you look at a skin or sensitized skin, you will find that it's red, inflamed, it's itchy, and it generally reacts to ingredients or certain ingredients when you apply it, especially like your perfume and fragrant type of ingredients. They generally do cause the skin to feel quite itchy, and you can also feel a bit of a burning sensation on the skin. And when you apply certain products, they generally aggravate the skin type. So meaning that your skin just becomes a lot more inflamed, it itches a lot more, and it burns a lot more. Sometimes the sensitized skin is caused by medication. It can also be caused by diet, meaning that you do have not an allergic reaction as in being worried, but then your system has got an intolerance towards certain foods. Also, with too much of UV or sun exposure can cause sensitized skin, meaning that when you burn, your skin becomes sensitized. Right, so those are your skin conditions: aging skin, acne skin, hyperpigmented, dehydrated, rosacea, and sensitized skin. Okay. Hopefully I've answered your questions for you, so you've got a better understanding of skin conditions. If you are still slightly confused, or if there's something that I didn't mention that you're not sure of, please leave me a comment below and I'll answer your questions for you. Don't be shy to ask any questions as well, because there might just be someone else out there that is too shy to ask those questions. So guys, please look after your skins. Rather start today, not tomorrow, so that you can have a more youthful, a more healthy and glowing skin for a longer time. Remember, love your skin so that your skin can love you back, because you've only got one. We'll see you soon, guys. Bye.